All right, let me see if I'm live. I guess. Let's see here. Okay, cool. Looks like we're live. That is great. That's my own reflection there. I'm a little bit understaffed per se right now, so it's just me tonight without anyone moderating comments, which is my own fault because I brought it up to people like super late notice. So until someone can come, there is a group chat room on the Discord server, which is linked in the description below, that you guys could join in. And similar to last time, it's just going to be a free discussion kind of time about whatever you want. Yeah, so feel free to join into that. Go into the voice chat room, the discussion room, and we can hang out, I guess. In the future, I would like to have one that's a little bit more moderated, and as soon as I can get someone down here, we'll have it be like bringing in one person at a time to have a discussion with. So, yeah, let me make sure this is actually going. There we go. I can see people. Great. Fantastic. Hello, and welcome to the show. So, let me take a look around here really quickly. I have some high voltage things we can play with, as well as a little bit of programming, just to make sure you guys can all hear me, right? There's a little bit of a delay, so we will see. We will see. The greatest person on YouTube wants me to shock them. I don't know how to do that, but maybe we can. So, by the way, we are just still in the old spot. My lab is actually back there, but my main desk, which, as you can see, is kind of over here on this table, is a little out of sorts being over here. So I'm not going to show you the new lab yet. Look for that in a YouTube video very, very soon. Yeah. Let's go ahead and play with some of this stuff. So one thing that I've wanted to do for a while with these mods, just something super simple, is... Oh, interesting. Video resolution is not optimal. That's all right. Who cares? So one thing that I've been wanting to do for a while is setting up one of these... man, what are they called? Setting up some of these mods in the series configuration just to get some bigger... Oh, is the Discord link invalid? I didn't check that. I'm sorry. Let me double check on that right now. How do I generate a link? Jeez. Let us see. Let us see. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just generating a new link because it looks like the Discord link is invalid. Let's see, invite people. What do I do here? Edit invite link. Expires after, let's say, 7 days. No limit on users. What is this? Okay. I'm going to put that out into description. Let me see if I can edit that. Great. Okay, there's a new Discord link there. Oh, I'm on a Mac right now. I'm on a Mac. However, I'm on a Mac with night mode of bliss because that's how it should be. But anyways, what we have right now in the Discord area is that in the introductions you can come in and I believe you have to just post a quick introduction and then I'll go through and improve you since we're on again that little bit of a short staff this time, and then you can join in the discussion room and we can talk about things. Really there's no limit. You can talk about whatever the heck you want, and I won't stop you unless it's like super bad. So I shouldn't say that. Please don't talk in a way that'll get me a YouTube strike. That is all I wish. And when you guys do join in, I'm gonna have to see if my speakers are set up correctly on that. But until then, let's go ahead and try to set up one of these mods in the series configuration with maybe one as a Ballas. Just because I've never done that. I know it's relatively simple. Yeah. So let's go ahead and try to find something. Mott series. Just see if there's anything we need to know about. I'm pretty sure it's pretty simple, but sounds kind of fun. Let me go through some of the comments really quickly. So Discord link should be working now for any of you that want to join, and I will be checking every few minutes to make sure that the introductions is all cleared up. And if no one has permissions to get into the discussion room, that would be a problem. So let me see if there's a way I can just make it so everyone can join in. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Looks like if you're approved, you should be able to get in to that. Let's actually just switch that to a non-private thing. There we go. Now everyone can join in. That's perfect. That's what we want right now. So moving along with that. Let's see. Oh, happy birthday, H7, or that kind of looks like H Apollo. H7 Opolo. Happy birthday. Let's see. Iron says, "What's your room breaker?" I don't know what that even means. So yeah. Carlos Polpo says he has a 240 to 16 kV transformer in the basement. That is freaking awesome. What if you feed the output of a secondary of the Mott into the primary of another? Ooh, I'm a little scared to do that. When I say series configuration, I mean the secondaries in series with one another. I'm pretty sure it would break down the secondary on one of them. Though I'm not against trying it just for the heck of it, but I'm pretty sure that's what would happen. So, let me check on the Discord again really quickly. And again, we should get a little bit more orderly in just a little bit when we get a moderator into here to be able to be reading the comments and notifying me of some of them and stuff. And that should happen within the next 30 minutes, I think. I'm pretty sure. Stay with me on that. Anyways, a quick message from our Septim. Thank you so much for stopping by, and it was great to see you. So, a quick note from our sponsor, which we do not actually have a sponsor, but it's kind of a sponsor because it's me. So here is a fun app that I made recently called FlixPix. Basically, a group can make settings on a certain movie they want to see, and they can swipe left or right on that movie, and you can all just get to a choice. So it's kind of like a movie night tonight because it's Friday. So feel free to check that out on the iOS and Android store. And to get to it easily, just go to flixpix.app, and you can hit the buttons, or you can go to it on your mobile device, and it will auto redirect you to the appropriate either App Store or Google Play Store. So feel free to check that out and notify me if there's any bugs, since I just barely made it live a couple days ago. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into some Motts. I am going to grab a power strip and put it across here so that we can be playing around with that, because that's kind of important when you're playing around with this kind of electricity, to be able to turn off and on really easily. Great. So here, I got a big old power strip, as you can see. Yeah, I got this from Harbor Freight, which, if you don't know, is like the Dollar Tree of hardware stores, but they're kind of fun. So, dust it off a little bit. It's a little bit sawdusty from when I was making the lab. That's just right back there. I'll adjust the camera, and let me verify that the camera's pointing at a good spot. There you go. You can see the very, very messy desk. All right, what's the safest way to do this? Safest way is to probably have the power outlet right here, and then to play with the Motts right here. That seems reasonably safe. And then for a chicken stick, man, I ran directly from work to get to this. Like, I was only here for probably... I'll use a pen for a chicken stick. That's a great chicken stick. But I ran directly from work to get here, so don't judge me too much. Keep that at a healthy 7. Okay, get rid of this soldering iron. No one needs that. Ooh. Alrighty. So here is a MOT. I'm sure most of you guys know what a MOT is. A MOT is a microwave oven transformer. And by the way, if you look on it, this is kind of an interesting thing that I've heard people have questions about before. You can see that it kind of looks like it is made of a whole bunch of little slits of metal, right? And the answer is because it is literally just a whole bunch of metal plates stacked upright next to one another. And the reason why they do that is a thing called eddy currents. Because if you have a magnetic field going near a ferromagnetic material or a ferromagnetic metal, kind of like this one, then you get a phenomenon where the changing magnetic field anyways, which this is a changing magnetic field because it's fed by alternating current, you get the electrons kind of spinning around in a circle. If you've heard of eddy currents in rivers, it's a similar thing, only think about it in terms of electrons, and that causes a lot of heat. It causes a lot of inefficiencies because some of the energy is draining away into that. But by putting these slits here, they kind of break up the path that the electrons could take, so you get much smaller domains for where the eddy currents can be going, which makes it much more efficient. So that is why microwave oven transformers have these little slits, why they're made up of a whole bunch of these stacks of metal rather than one continuous block. So let's take our microwave oven transformer, and these things are notoriously dangerous. So of course, don't do this. And especially don't use a stupid pen as a chicken stick, okay? This is like really stupid behavior. But it's what I have, and I don't want to use this because obviously that has a metal blade. So that's what we're doing. Let me jump over here. Great. Go full screen. Oh, that's completely obvious. Thank you very much. Let's just increase this guy. There we are. We're in full screen mode. Thank you very much for that. So, these guys work by connecting up the primary to mains, and then through a ratio of the primary to the secondary, it steps up the voltage. So I believe these jump up to like around 2,000 volts. And so that would mean the ratio is roughly going to be somewhere around 20 to 1. So for every 1 turn on the primary side, there's probably 20 turns roughly of the secondary side. And increasing that ratio more and more is what gives you a higher and higher voltage. But of course, the drawback is that by increasing the ratio, well, first off, you need enough turns to be able to get a substantial magnetic field built up. But also by doing that, you do introduce more resistance, which disallows you from having a ton of current. So these guys have actually quite a lot of current, just due to their nature. Let me grab a alligator clip, and we will get started. We can move a couple more of these into frame. We got a lot of them. Alrighty, let's ensure power is turned off. So we'll do an initial test run to kind of show you guys what's up. Let's move this into frame. Great. So let's see. Great. Someone says you might want something a little bit longer than a pen. That is true. But I feel pretty confident with this, if I'm being 100% honest. Yeah, that's about it. Someone says, can I talk to you personally what I want to build? Sure. David Proc, come on. Come on to the Discord server, which, let me verify that is open. And if you jump on in, feel free just to start talking, and I will hear you. We can have a conversation. It'll be pretty fun. Yep. Sounds great. So, let's go ahead and start off this guy. So, man, I do not have really good terminals. This is like pathetic looking. It's been a long time since I've seen these. I had to like go to my parents' old home because I don't live there obviously anymore. It's been a long time since I've lived there. I had to go to my. One second. That's confusing that I think I see on the live stream that the video, yeah, the screen is still in the corner. That's what I thought. Let's fix that. That's weird. Oh, do I have to hit the transition? Oh, okay. I have to hit a transition button, I guess. Now we're live on the full screen land. So, going into this, let's connect this guy up. This is extremely extremely dangerous, I would say, because look at it. It's like, it's kind of frayed. I've had to, like I said, scavenge together things because it's been a long while. It's been a long while. But here's effectively what I'm going to do. I have an alligator clip. In order to secure it to both sides, I am just going to break it and use that as the holder. Because, there we go. That's a better use for it, I think, than just existing. So, let's secure this one in its proper spot to the primary. And this other one can be used to secure the other guy to the primary. All right. Great. Let's verify. Someone says deadly high voltage while streaming. Yeah, that is generally a bad idea. That is generally a bad idea. I feel pretty safe about this, but do not replicate what I'm doing. Someone says that the Discord link, which by the way, the Discord server, the link, someone was asking where it is in the description. So feel free to check it out. Yeah, let's go ahead and plug this guy in and let's give it a good old-fashioned test. And after this, we can play around with like ZVS modules for high voltage, which I have sitting in the other room, an old one. Or this is actually one that I just bought off of Amazon because my original one I think got toasted because I played a little bit too close to the proto board with the high voltage. Let's bend back this earth wire because I do not want that getting in the way of things. Let's verify power is off. Ooh, before we do that, it is a great idea to make sure this is all connected up. So let's connect this guy up. Great. And now we have a live, this will be live, a live high voltage device here. So let's go ahead and flip it on, verify that everything's working. Whoa. All right, so let's flip that off. Yeah, I think this one was already toasted, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, I must have grabbed this from a pile that I'd already kind of messed with. Let's try that again. let's get a different one. That one is not good. Oh, actually, I might be able to save it. And you may have noticed this should be unplugged. This should definitely be unplugged. Oh, someone says the Discord's not working. Let's fix that before I move along, because it can get pretty lonely sitting here talking to a microwave oven transformer. That's about it. That's about it. That's about it. Let's go ahead and take a look here. So, if you guys saw, the playbacks estimate shot way up after that. So I guess you guys liked that. Okay. Someone said the Discord link is not working. Is that working for anyone? Can anyone try to verify that Discord is... Oh, there are people on here. Great. Okay, so it is working for some, but I'm not sure if the link is working. Maybe these people already existed. Okay, there's like 4 people on here. That's fantastic. I think if people talk that I can hear them. I'm not 100% certain on that, but it's great to see all of you joining on. This should be pretty fun. Yeah. Let me go ahead and grab. Actually, let me adjust this because it looks like our primary power just came undone. I might grab some different alligator clips that are a little bit less screwed up. So yeah, please give me a moment. Okay, great. I also found this while I was over there. One of these big NSTs. These guys are some of my favorites because they're not super scary, actually. Pretty sure they won't kill you if they hit you. So that's always a plus, in my opinion. In fact, we can demonstrate / play around with it a little bit. Let's verify. Power is turned off. This one is much less scary. Much less scary. Like, I cannot stress how much more unscary this one is. Well, I can. I guess I just did. So we'll stick that in here. And the NST, the neon sign transformer, as you can see here, it actually goes up to 15,000 volts, but it is not as high current as the microwave oven transformer is. So it is not scary at all. In fact, I think this one is only 30 milliamps. That looks like it will reach. In fact, I'm going to use my custom built alligator clip. It's a little bit beefier, and I trust it quite a bit more. Great. So as you can see, with this guy, let's reorient him a little bit. With this guy, if we go ahead and flip it on, I should not have all these wires draped across my lap. That's what you gotta do sometimes. With this guy, if we go ahead and flip him on, you can see it just makes this nice, not super scary arc. And it has great sound in my opinion. Yeah, and if you blow on it, it's kind of fun because you get to see all the little streams of plasma come out with that beautiful purple color, like very, very beautiful purple color. Let me verify, has anyone tried to talk on the Discord server yet? Because I'm not 100% sure that my speakers are hooked up on that front. I'm assuming not. I'm just going to assume not. Yep.
Well, I think I'm the only one that has permissions to speak in this channel.
Oh, really? I didn't know. Well, it's good to hear that my speakers are actually set up. How are you doing? I guess that's... Oh, you're totally right. Okay, everyone's allowed to speak. I am so sorry about that.
I'm all right. You?
I'm doing all right.
There's a bit of delay, but I'm all right.
Yeah, I forget. That always makes it a little awkward. In fact, that makes it totally awkward. Let me...
Hello.
There we go. I'll just unmute myself on Discord. So
there you go.
So maybe you guys can... Yeah, that's much less bad. Good catch with that. So, that's a little bit great. That's a little bit fantastic. Welcome, everyone. So, moving along, let's try connecting back up to the microwave oven transformer because I want to play around with some of these MOT capacitors, which are a little bit more scary because I've had one of those shock me before, and it hurt really bad. And that was not fun. So we're going to clear the NST from the workbench, just set it on the floor or something. Maybe we'll play around with the ZVS, because I'm not scared of the ZVS. Alrighty. Let's try interfacing back with this MOT we have out. Oh, someone says it still won't let them speak? That's not good. Let me check on that. So, setting...
When you talk about capacitors, reminds me of the stupid stuff I bring to high school.
Leave the room and come back and you'll be able to speak.
Yeah, I guess it sounds like you guys have to leave the room and come back to be able to speak. What stuff would you bring to high school? Just out of curiosity.
Let's see, I brought a 1942 handheld radio to school. I brought I brought a lot of stupid things.
That's fair.
I think one of them was a CB radio from like the 60s, vacuum tube stuff.
That's dope.
Capacitors that would kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And all that fun stuff. That was a fun time.
Yeah.
Glad I'm not there anymore, but whatever.
Totally. I remember back when I was in high school, I would also make... That's when I kind of started making a lot of high voltage projects. So I'd bring
Yeah.
like little Tesla coils to school, and like I made an old taser glove a long time ago that I brought to school, and I'd always make sure
God,
that the school officer was on the other side of the school whenever I'd show people. Yeah.
I went to a technical high school, so my shop class was electronics, and someone did build their own taser out of a camera.
Dope.
No, it wasn't a camera. No, now that I'm thinking about it, no, it wasn't even a camera. He just took a bunch of capacitors and made it into it, and then we tested the voltage. It was enough to kill someone.
Jeez. Yeah, that's pretty
Please don't,
crazy.
can you?
Yeah, that a lot of stupid stuff happened. Things that I can't say on YouTube, that kind of stuff.
Fair
I
enough.
don't know. That's kind of nothing because right now I've got a full blown X-ray tube in my bedroom and I'm 18.
Keystone, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
Something I'm wanting to build. The end result is an electrolysis unit. Do you know Robert Murray Smith?
I do not know Robert Murray Smith. Who's that?
It's a guy who talks a lot about science. He showed that graphite rods or sheets is better to split water with. It's more performance and it doesn't pollute the water.
Oh, that's interesting.
And what it is the jagged edges. It's more like a sheet of graphene would be horrible. But if you could have where it's frayed, it would be a better way to say it, at the edges, that is a much more efficient surface. So that's why graphite is more efficient. He also demonstrated bringing a magnet up to a working cell that is splitting water. It increases its performance. I have a thought on that. You know about this? Well, obviously, you know about the skin effect, right?
Yeah, I do.
I know a little bit about it. So I'm wondering, bringing the magnet up to a working cell, could that be drawing the electrons that's in the center mass of the wire closer to the surface where the water is? Could that be what that's doing? Or is it something else?
I mean, yeah, it would be. Let's see. Sorry, let me think through something really quickly.
Okay.
If you have, you're totally right. If you have a magnet near a wire, and I never thought about it like that. I guess the individual electrons do go to the edge of the wire. That is where the force is going.
Okay. And
really quickly, if you look in the description of the video where he shows the magnets, he actually shows paper that he based the video on.
Cool. Let's actually just dig this up and let's look at it. Does that sound good?
Yep. Something else. A Starship coil works better off of high voltage than amperage. I've seen another video. A guy had a lab power supply, and a way to test the magnetics in the center. He cranked the amperage dial up and down, and it barely made any difference. And then he turned the amperage back down, and then he changed the voltage knob up and down, and it made a drastic difference. So with a Starship coil, high voltage is better. Inside of I think it does it with a circular coil too, but when you put pulse DC or AC through a Starship coil, I know anything conductive or magnetic in the center will want to spin. So you can manipulate that, like use that as a benefit to your... All right. Hold on. Let me collect my thoughts. Graphite rods work better with high voltage and low amperage to split water. Starship coil works better with high voltage. It creates the spin in the center. So make a transformer Starship coil style and do the electrolysis in the center of the Starship. So let your graphite rods become the core for the transformer. Either set them all up on a jig to where they're fixed, and then the entire jig rotates, which would not be as efficient. But if you could fix them in place to where they individually spin, so the inertia or centripetal force is much greater on each one, it would fling the bubbles off, and that would increase performance. If it is about, also another video I seen, the Starship coil, when you put a magnetic viewing film over top of it and pull it away, the dark circle stays the same size. It doesn't pan out like a regular magnet would. So the magnetics are concentrated. Any heat that would get generated from your graphite rod core, well, that wasted energy actually helps the process, because hot water is easier to split than cold water. If there is any stray magnetics that's not getting absorbed into the coils, well, that would just help the process to split the water. So I think it's a really good design to take advantage, like everything complements each other. You kind of see what I'm saying about the design?
Yeah. So what are the? I'm actually not super familiar with Starship coils. What are the special properties about them? Like, what does their magnetic field look like? I'm just looking for a picture on the field of it.
It stays in a column.
So ja, aber
Not sure what that was. So you said it stays in a column.
Yeah.
So kind of just like
in the
a
center.
big inductor coil, or
I know some stuff, and there's a lot that I don't know that I should. So
fair enough. And by inductor coil, I meant solenoid, actually, which is right here.
I've got the YouTube paused, so it's not like echoing back around.
Fair enough. I appreciate that. I very much appreciate that. Interesting.
Do you want me to message you a link to the DOI article?
Sure, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, okay.
I'll just. Are you messaging it to me on Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
So I'm looking up different formulas to show how to design a transformer that you could plug directly into the mains. All of those formulas are just thrown out the window in regards to a Starship coil, because it's completely different.
I will have to. I'll have to learn more about Starship coils, because yeah, I see their magnetic fields. Let's click on this. I'll just go ahead and mute it, and we will skip ahead and see what we can find.
Would you be able to look into the best design for a Starship coil's transformers?
Yeah, by transform, like Starship coils transform, you mean just some kind of input power supply to it?
Like have it set up so one coil can plug directly into the mains, and the secondary have like practically no amperage, like very, very, very little, and like crazy high voltage. And then from there, I will up the frequency so I get the skin effect, and that would increase the efficiency also.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be interesting to dive into.
Well,
I'm trying.
Well, actually, what you're kind of looking for is just an AC flyback, because it's high frequency and pretty low amperage, but really high voltage. You can either buy one online or you can make one yourself, but that's probably the best what you're looking for.
See,
I mean, I once heard about that on the Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh, but didn't find anything.
I'm wanting to perform the electrolysis in the center of the transformer, and the graphite rods that I'm doing the electrolysis with become my core. Something interesting to note though, glass is dielectric, water is dielectric, and graphite is dielectric. How would a dielectric work as a core? Would it make you need, also graphite's a resistor. It's what's that word? Permeability is less than air. So compared to an air core, would adding graphite and water and glass into the center of it make me require more wire?
Well, I don't think you could. The only way you could ever get graphite to work as a core is if you could generate eddy currents. in the graphite because it's not ferromagnetic. It's not like a
Well,
ferrite core,
It is conductive. I've seen,
but it's not magnetic. But like a transformer's core, either a low frequency one, which are typically iron plates, or a high frequency one, which is a ferrite core, or it's just powder packed in with epoxy, typically, or some binder. It's done that way so it reduces eddy currents, so that you're not consuming energy, wasting it in the heat of the transformer core. But what you're trying to do is use graphite, but graphite isn't ferromagnetic, so you'll have to have eddy currents in it to generate a magnetic field, like how an induction motor would work. But it would just heat up so much, and I don't think it would really work for you. And the only way you'd ever be able to do that is with a high frequency driver.
So just make it air core style. If I make one in the style like of a Starship, but being an air core and everything's balanced and working properly, and then add the glass, water, and graphite in the center of the air core, would it still work as everything's measured out, or would it change things?
Well, I'm not familiar with star core coils anyway.
Starship.
So Starship, sure. I don't know what that really is. I've never heard of those. So I think you're gonna have to do more research on your own about that.
There's different ways to set them up, but it's all straight lines. The most common one is like the hands of a clock. You got 12 points, and you go to every fifth peg that you wrap your wire on. So you're skipping 4 pegs between each straight section. And when you meet back around,
Is it like a toroid, or what is it? What is it like?
there is one called a rodent. It's the same math, but it has different properties. That one's more like a toroid, kind of. It's a donut shape.
Hey, I just wanted to mention, I got the exact same NST that you got on your stream there.
The same NST. Oh, dope. Sorry, I thought you said NFT for a second. I was like, what the heck?
No. I found that actually if you run them with a ballast, you can push them well over their rated voltage.
Really? I haven't tried that.
Yeah, and have you heard of Tested to Destruction?
No, I haven't. What's that?
It's like a next gen photonic induction kind of guy. He's got a bunch of cool stuff on his channel, and he did a video about it. He's only got probably 400 subscribers, so I think kind of giving him a nice shout out here. But he did one with NSTs where you took a ballast and to limit the current coming out of it, and he pushed one well over maybe over double what it was meant to go.
Oh, that's insane.
And I've been doing the same thing with mine. I got 2 Variacs. I've got a 3-phase stacked one that I've ganged together, and I got a separate one. And you can actually use the Variac as an adjustable ballast. So I've been pushing my NST well over, I think maybe 25,000, even though it's only rated for 15.
Yeah, that's
as long as you limit the current, you can prevent the coils from overheating.
That's really cool. I'll have to get I have a Variac. I'm not sure where it went, if I'm being completely honest. I think my little brother stole it from me at some point. So I'll have to go find it and take it back. Yeah, that sounds very interesting. I'd love to try that.
Hey, about needing the eddy currents you were talking about, I've seen videos where they take a slab of copper or aluminum, which is not magnetic, but they take a really powerful magnet and swipe it over it real quick, and it drags the sheet along with it.
This one is toasted.
Well, yeah, that's from the eddy currents within the metal. And it's basically the same thing as Faraday's law, where you're saying if you move a magnetic field through a conductor, it'll generate a current opposing the magnetic field of said magnet.
Okay.
If you're having a constantly changing magnetic field, like in your case where if it's high frequency, then that just generates a lot of eddy currents, which just causes the thing to heat up. And since graphite...
that heat is going to warm the water, and that'll just make it require less energy to split the water.
Well, I don't
First
know.
time I noticed any sort of interaction between a magnet and aluminum, I was just dicking around as a teenager. Sorry, I probably shouldn't say that. Anyway, I just took a neodymium magnet and dropped it through a paintball gun barrel for no particular reason, and it slowed way down.
Yeah, it's some pretty
I don't
dope
know if
stuff.
you mind. I don't know if you mind. I can turn on my camera. I got some neodymium magnets. I can show you if that's what you want to see. Like, here, I'll just show. Okay, so here's a piston out of a car. It's,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna actually I'm gonna throw this on the stream.
oh, sure.
Let's see here.
Are you ready or not?
Almost there.
I can wait.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm just figuring out how to make that go full screen.
Am I correct that since the graphite rods are conductive, they would be able to spin in the center of the starship?
Like, I don't really know what to tell you. Cause like, here, I don't know if you can see much that I got. I've been doing some messing around with these graphite rods. It's kind of hard to show. Here's one. And running them through a Variac and a high power transformer. And you can get quite a bit of current through them. They're actually surprisingly conductive, but eddy currents aren't going to flow very well in them. And I don't know why you really need them to spin. Like, you could just attach them to an inductive motor, get them to spin if that's really what you want, versus trying to. Anyway, if you wanted to see the eddy currents demonstration, I got the piston here and the magnet, and if you drop the piston on it, it noticeably slows down.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So
It's kind of hard to demonstrate.
lay your graphite rod down and take the magnet over it back and forth and see if it'll drag it, if it'll roll.
Okay, well, here's the graphite rod, and here's the magnet, and like there's no interaction. The only way I'd be able to get an interaction out of these two, like, I can just show it like this, and it just rolls right off. And here for comparison, I got some little aluminum rings. My magnet's picking up some stuff. I got this little aluminum ring on it, and if you let that go, it slows down. But the graphite rod just rolls right off.
So the eddy current will
Yeah.
make it spin?
No, well,
It's looking like a no.
it would just heat up. It would just heat up the graphite if any currents are generated at all.
Okay.
Oh, you were mentioning here. I wanted to show this.
Sure,
You
go
mentioned
ahead.
you're going to do some stuff around with the ZBS. That's kind of hilarious to me because I just wound my
Oh,
own AC
wow.
flyback,
Oh, that's so freaking dope.
and this is the ZBS
Yeah,
driver. I don't
yeah.
know if you got the same one.
Oh, I do have the exact
These are-
same one.
Yeah. I haven't tested it yet. I just powered up my transformer. I kind of want to give it a test.
Go
You guys
ahead.
can continue to.
I think that's so freaking cool. I've always wanted to wind my. Well, I tried winding my own one time, and then I got frustrated
Yeah.
because like halfway through, after doing tons and tons of turns of like gauge 34 wire, the wire snapped, and
Oh, that sucks.
yeah.
I just got this roll today. It's
Uh-huh.
26 gauge.
Yeah.
So it's not super fine, but what I did is I 3D printed a I don't know what you call this kind of core outline, but
Sure.
basically what I've seen is people take an insulator and they separate the coils and they just continue winding it one way and then go to the next to
Interesting.
isolate them so
Yeah.
there's less chance of an arc over.
That's smart.
You can also do it like this, where there are layers in between each core. or
Yeah,
each coil,
yeah.
rather.
Mhm.
But I found this was the easiest to wind by hand instead of having to wind it, glue it down, and put another insulator over it. So if you have access to that, this is the best way to do it.
I have a few 3D printers. I'm definitely gonna try that out. That's a really good idea. Yeah, I'd love to see it if you want to try to power it on. I know I don't mean to put you on the spot with that, but that's pretty cool.
fine, yeah.
What's the turn ratio
Um,
you have on it?
To be honest, I was too distracted to count. I was just kind of like zoning out while I was trying to turn it.
That's okay. That's
But-
that's how it should be. That's how it should be, I think.
Yeah. I'm guessing probably like maybe at most 1,000 or 2 turns.
All
But
right.
compared to the primary, which is 6, that's a huge difference.
hmm
So I can kind of set up my camera here.
Sure.
Okay, so I got the glass insulator right here, and then this is my multimeter measuring the voltage. I'm going to start off a low voltage test because I've had so many problems with these ZVS drivers. I can't tell you how many problems I've had with these. They're the most fragile things ever.
Oh, they totally
the
are.
slightest amount of back EMF just blows the transistors.
Mhm.
So I'm going to put a fuse on it actually. I think this is a 5 amp fuse
Sure.
that I got in here. Okay, so I guess let's just give it a test. I got a tube filled with water with alligator clips on either side to limit the current because I really
Oh,
don't know how
that's
much
smart.
this is going to take.
That's a really smart high voltage current limiter. Wow.
Yeah, it works well
Mhm.
until you start dealing with neon sign transformers or microwave oven transformers
Uh huh.
because
Starts boiling.
these tubes, if you run too much current through them, they will explode.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, so, all right, I guess let's just flip it on and pray.
Sure thing.
I hear the current going.
Mm-hmm.
The meter is not running. Oh, I think the fuse is. I think I have a dead fuse in there. Let me grab a new one.
Sure, go ahead. While you're doing that, I'll grab my ZBS driver.
Oh, here they are. Okay, I'm gonna start with a. Let's go with an 8 amp fuse. Let me just install this on the fuse holder. Please don't blow my driver. I've blown so many of these. All right, here we go. No output. Really? Nothing.
That's all right. It happens. Especially when you put on the spot. That's when things happen the most. Or don't happen the most, anyways. That's been my experience.
Okay, let me check, make sure everything's connected. I have a voltage. The meter says there's a voltage. I don't get it.
Your ZBS driver circuit only has. That's kind of interesting. That yours has the primary coil is only one way, so it's not taking advantage of like the full cycle, kind of.
No, I think the way that this one's working is it's flipping the polarity across it.
Okay.
So instead of, I think the way that the other one's working, where you have 3 taps.
Yeah, it's like current one way, current the other way.
It starts in the middle tap and it goes through one coil one
Yeah.
way and then
Yeah.
another coil the other.
Yeah, that's
This
how
one's
those
just
ones work.
flipping the polarity.
Oh, okay.
That's all it's
cool.
doing, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's not half wave or anything.
Okay. Dope.
But yeah, I'm not getting an output. That sucks.
That's all right. It happens.
Oh well. And even it's not drawing any current. Like the meter didn't even twitch. Maybe let's just crank the voltage because
Oh, it's a bold move.
I don't see much. I don't see much thing holding me back here. Cause all right, I just raised the voltage like 4 volts. Maybe a little more actually. All right, let's see. Oh, there's some sparks.
Oh, dope.
Oh, yes, it's working. Wait, I'm gonna put a different resistor across it.
Sure,
This one's
go ahead.
limiting it too much.
Go ahead.
I definitely think you couldn't see that, but let's go.
I couldn't, but
way
I believe
more
you.
resistance. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Oh, the sparks are so small. It's really hard to show.
And this is
But
another
they're
one.
definitely there.
I've never seen this
definitely there.
this 2-wire resistor approach before. It's very interesting.
Okay.
In those tubes.
No, I didn't want to because they let too much current through. But there are little purple sparks there.
Dope.
So is it just distilled water?
No, it's just tap water because I figured that would give me the best ratio of. Here,
You know
I'm gonna
tap-
remove the turn. What?
Tap
What
water.
is that?
Tap water has salt in it.
Yes, but it's a lot smaller amount than if I were to mix it in myself. That's why I chose it, because it
That's one.
Yeah,
it
That's
makes the current enough.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I actually found that tip from Jay over at Plasma Channel because he was doing that. He made a voltage multiplier using some. Actually, it was Mark's generator. He used some glass jars and some of these wires as the high voltage resistors. I
That's dope.
changed the primary ratio. Oh, the arcs are longer now.
Yeah.
That gives me hope. I'm definitely raising the input current or input voltage.
Some
Me checking on the meter.
some comments on Jay. He is such a nice guy. He is such a nice guy. We did a collab like 3 years ago, and afterwards he like kept on wanting to send me up his states. Oh, I don't know, like pecan brittle or something like that. Anyways, he's just a super nice guy. That's just my comment on Jay.
So
All right, we're going 20 volts now. We're going 20.
Dope.
Hope for the best. Please don't blow the driver. Pray to the gods of electricity here. Oh yeah, that's definitely a noticeable arc.
Totally.
It's
That's
way
awesome.
way less than I want. Wait, can you see that or not?
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. I was hoping for way more.
Oh, it's total. I mean, for your own wound transformer, that's awesome.
Yeah,
think it is.
I actually got the transformer core out of an old CRT.
Mm.
Have you ever taken apart one from the 80s? 'Cause, wow. it is so
I
much different.
have wanted one of those for a long time because
I just found one, like 20, like maybe
Yeah.
like 15 miles
That
from
is
my house. and
fantastic.
Got it.
they don't have the
This-
stupid rectifier inside of it.
Well, actually, they do. That's
do?
the thing.
Is
This
it the
one was
older
from
ones?
the one that I have is from '86. This is the secondary. Look at this.
That's
beauty.
awesome. That's awesome.
It comes apart too. Here's your primary that I already showed, and here's the secondary. They come apart. Like I got the other ones, and they're such a pain in the ass because I cannot like change any of the turn ratios at all
Oh,
because they're
totally.
all just wound
They're coated in
in.
epoxy. Or I actually don't know if it's epoxy. They're just in there.
completely coated in
Yeah.
epoxy. Versus
It's
this,
done.
which is so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
As time goes on, they don't want you to be able to repair stuff, so they make it more complicated.
I believe
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I believe you.
I just took apart a microwave yesterday. You will not believe how infuriated I was taking apart one of the inverters.
Oh, totally. I've seen it before.
They
Yeah.
found it. It's awful. Absolutely
The new ones
agonizing
totally suck.
to just get anything. Yeah. Here, I already took the transformer off of it, but this
Uh-huh.
was the inverter board.
Yeah.
It's just added complexity. That's all it is.
My very first
Well,
microwave that I got to take apart a long time ago was one of those ones. So I opened it up and I was like, oh, this is not like the YouTube videos I was watching.
Yeah.
Like this is my
I've got-
16-year-old self or whatever.
I've got
Maybe
multiple.
younger.
I actually have been using these microwave oven transformers for unintended purposes. Like, I don't use the high voltage output anymore because it's kind of boring compared to the NSTs.
Sure.
So I just got them scrapped for cores and
The cores are
windings
nice.
and such.
You can make some pretty nice high current transformers with those.
Yeah,
And
what am I
also,
supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this? It goes in the trash.
sorry, I completely forgot that was connected to voltage. So I got really scared from that. But it's not scary. This is 31 volts.
Yeah. What am I
I'm
supposed
sorry
to do
about
with
that, everyone.
What am I supposed to do with this? This just goes in the trash.
Yeah, it does just go in the trash. They have nice ferrite cores though. Those new ones, the new
Yeah,
microwave ones.
I did save the cores.
Yeah.
I was thinking of rewiring it for a flyback. Here's the core out of it.
Yeah, they're nice little cores.
Right.
Yeah, but I really like the. I haven't ever been able to get my hands on one of these. The old TV flyback transformers that don't have the rectifier inside of them, so you can get like the nice high frequency stuff going on.
Those are really hard to find.
Yeah, I've never got my hands on one of them. I've always had to use ignition coils for a similar effect.
I haven't been able to find one of those. Like the only ignition coils that I can get in my area are the ones that you put into the cylinder heads.
Oh yeah.
Coil unplug.
Yeah, the plugs. They're no good. You can't do the same thing with them. I'm gonna try it without a resistor. Screw it. I'm just gonna try it without a resistor. Let's just go for it. If this I don't think I'm gonna overload the coil, so I'm just gonna do it.
Sure, go ahead.
Here we go.
All right. I'm
Hey!
Oh my god!
That's way nicer.
No way!
That's way nicer.
Whoa!
That's dope.
Whoa!
That's pretty high current.
No way! You have to see this. Oh
yeah,
my
I saw
god.
that. That was dope. I'd love to see it again, though.
What did you,
I got rid of the output resistor. Oh my god. I was just using the tube of water, but this is way cooler.
That's nice.
Whoa.
That's some nice current.
It's not very high voltage, but
Yeah, but
that's
it's
a ton
high
of
current. It's high current. Yeah.
I was hoping to use that for my X-ray tube, which I got over here.
Ooh.
Actually, you can't see
That's
it.
bold. That's bold. I have an X-ray tube myself, but I'm too scared to use
Oh,
it.
which one do you have? Which one do you have?
You know, I'm not actually. I don't have it here with me. It's at my parents' house. It's just a small little guy.
What's the type of it? Is it rotating anode or not?
It has a heat. You said
It's
rotating
the
anode?
rotating.
I've actually never
Yeah.
heard of a rotating anode. The one that I have is just a
Oh,
heated.
you guys have to
heated
see
anode.
This. You guys have to see.
Sure.
Oh, you guys have to see this. Wait, I gotta get a screwdriver to get some stuff off of it.
hey, Keith,
The rotating anode ones, I got this tube on eBay, fully shipped. It was $100, brand new. This tube is $7,000,
$7,000? Holy heck!
brand new. I got
Holy
it for
heck!
$100 shipped. I got this a screaming deal. Some guy was throwing it out, like he just salvaged it from the trash. All right, I have this cover to block the light from the tube.
Sure.
It's got heating filaments,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
look
that's
at this
huge.
beauty.
That's awesome. Wow.
This thing, I gotta get some lights on so you can see, but this thing is fantastic.
I believe it. That's beautiful.
I got some stunning X-rays out of it. I X-rayed a hawk that hit a car recently that I just found on the side of the road, and well, yeah, it got hit by a car. I mean, sad, but
yeah.
I got some cool X-rays out of it, and I think I posted some on my Instagram. I don't know if you want me to give you that so you can see that, but in any case, they're super cool and totally worth it. Oh yeah, I did. If you want to see them, I can post it in the Discord chat.
Sure, that's super interesting. Are you not, just to be, like, do you have lead curtains and stuff you're wearing? Because X-rays are pretty scary, man.
No, I do have a Geiger counter.
Okay.
This is the Geiger counter I got.
Oh, like a dulcimer.
And when yeah, that's kind of what you can use it for, a dosing if you want to. The battery probably died too quickly though.
Fair enough.
But anyway, this X-ray tube actually has a really collimated beam.
Mm-hmm.
If you see the pictures, you can tell that it's just one little square that's diverging.
Sure.
Versus what I've been using before. I don't know if you've seen this before, but people have been taking vacuum rectifier tubes. Sure, you've seen these before.
Yeah. I have a lot of those.
Yeah, you can get X-rays out of them
Uh-huh.
if you run them at high enough voltages.
Yeah.
But they're not very efficient at it.
Mhm.
For one, to get high power hard X-rays, you need the anode to be made of a heavy metal. So I think mine is made out of molybdenum, the rotating one.
Mhm.
So it's a pretty heavy molecule in the crystal structure of the molybdenum.
Mhm.
So you can get some strong X-rays out of it because of the way that it emits X-rays.
if you create a spark gap in a pure hydrogen environment, doesn't that create X-rays?
No, so the way that X-rays actually work is you need to have extremely high velocity electrons. So that's why they do it in a vacuum, because if there's any air molecules or any gas molecules in the way of the electrons moving, then they can't get to high enough speeds so that when they strike the anode, they have enough energy to ionize it to the point where it can emit an X-ray.
Yeah.
So that's how they work. So you can't have any gas in there. But as far as safety goes, a couple layers of drywall knocks out 99% of the X-rays.
Okay. Fair enough.
So
I heard
I'm
of somebody. Sorry,
no, go ahead.
I heard of somebody using drywall for the core of a transformer, just like a circular, regular transformer setup.
Well, I can't tell you that has any kind of an added inductance benefit. The whole point of adding a core to a transformer is to increase inductance. That's it, and to collimate the magnetic fields.
Yeah.
I think
So-
it was to get a higher frequency.
Well,
If you have like a air core will give you a higher frequency than iron core because increased inductance makes your resonant frequency go much lower.
I wanted to say that, but I wasn't sure. I don't have that much experience.
yeah, the way that I think about it is inductors want to block
Mhm.
frequency the higher it gets, and capacitors try and let it through.
Sure.
So with a solid iron core, like in low frequency transformers, that's not an issue and it increases inductance and increases overall efficiency. But with high frequency transformers, you need to have ferrite cores, which diminish the amount of actual eddy currents going through and allow higher frequencies without bogging down the inductance of the coils. So that's the reason high frequency coils use that. But if you're talking about like megahertz ranges, and you can't have any core at all because it'll just cause
Hmm.
such a huge increase in inductance that you won't be able to
Yeah.
put any current through it.
Yeah, you're increasing the inertia that the magnetic field needs to be building up on a cycle. And
Right.
yeah.
So if you're talking about someone using it for like extremely high frequencies, then yeah, I guess that it makes sense to have a air core. I guess if you want to, you can wind it around some drywall, but I don't think that's going to make any difference.
And you think the end result that I don't have any equipment or materials yet. I got to get this stuff to experiment. My end result is to have a clean, chemical-free electrolysis unit where you don't got to add anything to the water, just use regular distilled water, and be the cheapest on your electric bill, like the most efficient design for electrolysis unit,
Sure.
Well,
and like
so
high production.
yeah, the problem with that is that water on its own isn't very conductive.
Mhm.
So tap water on its own is not a good conductor. So you need high voltages to actually get anything to go through, relatively speaking.
I know. That's what I plan on doing.
But I would do that with, well, I guess you could do it with a mod, but that's pretty unsafe.
And with electrolysis, you're moving atoms from one thing to another. I imagine some of those are going to end up in the water, so you'll at least have to, change that out at some point, probably.
I was doing some electrolysis not too long ago for some plating to the plate stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're using inert rods, like if you have platinum or if you have graphite, something that won't react with the products, then it can be really difficult to actually get electrolysis going efficiently or at any voltages because there's nothing for
I've
the
heard gold is really
react to.
difficult.
Well, you can't get anything out of gold, so it's just going to be inert. So the only thing that's going to happen is split the water molecules, but you need a pretty high voltage because water molecules are very chemically inactive in the sense that it takes a lot of energy to split them up.
Starship
So-
Like a stable molecule, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Starship coils work better with high voltage. That's why I was wanting to go with a Starship coil setup.
I gotta play around more with this transformer. This is so cool.
Sure.
Graphite.
Nice Lichtenberg figure, by the way, on the back.
Oh yeah, you saw that?
Uh-huh.
Isn't graphite basically charcoal?
No, it's not. It's a different allotrope. So carbon has a few different allotropes. You got graphene, graphite, diamonds, and then just amorphous. Charcoal is amorphous carbon. It has no crystal structure. Graphite has graphene sheets that are bonded together, so it has a crystal structure. And then diamonds are tetrahedral crystal structures.
I've heard of people eating charcoal for health benefits. So what if you was to have graphite ground into powder and you were to eat that, like have it mixed in the water, would it be the same?
I've eaten charcoal before and I didn't get sick.
My dad came from Poland, and they used to do that as kids. The parents would give them carbon or just charcoal if they were sick.
So would I want it chemical free, and if some graphite, like molecularly or the smallest amount, does wind up in the water, for one, look up hydrogen for health. So the water that you perform the electrolysis in is going to have more loose hydrogen. It's not bonded to the water, it's just suspended. And if you drink that water, you get health benefits. Breathing the gas is a more potent method, but I want it set up to where after you perform your
Benefits like what?
electrolysis,
I can't say breathing in carbon dust would be healthy.
no,
Getting
what I'm
dusty
getting
lung
at,
sounds pretty bad.
what I'm getting at, the water that you do when the electrolysis, no chemicals in water, distilled water, graphite rods, perform the electrolysis. If some of the graphite comes off into the water and you drink it, would that be the equivalent of eating charcoal?
Well, first of all,
Why not just eat charcoal then?
the problem with that is you can't do electrolysis on distilled water. It's not possible.
I seen a video, you couldn't prove that they didn't have any electrolyte. You had to take their word for it. But
You
they
must
said
have electrolyte. It's not possible because water is the best insulator known to man when it is in its distilled form. If there's no dissolved ions in it, there's nothing for the electrons to conduct through. That's what ions do in a solution. They carry charge. So by adding salt, it dissociates into the sodium ions and the chlorine ions, and those can pass along charges. But if you're
Has
doing it
anybody
with-
here ever seen that episode of How It's Made where they gold-plated plastic?
No, I haven't.
I don't remember all the details, but amazing that they could do it.
No,
It
that
was
was
like
pretty
1
amazing.
gram of gold did like thousands of buttons, like the thinnest layer.
That's very interesting. I actually have never even heard of plating plastic. Ben, I see you have sorry, I assume that's what your screen name was, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a magnetron. What are
Yeah, this is a microwave I took apart. I'm kind
Uh-huh.
of bored, so I'm just kind of trying to take it apart and take the magnets out.
Oh, that's cool. I was actually just doing that last night with some old magnetrons I had laying around. You do have to watch out for is it
Yes,
barium
I'm aware.
something?
Beryllium oxide
Yeah,
in there,
beryllium oxide. Beryllium oxide.
Yeah. I've actually, you probably hate me for this, but I have taken them apart just to get those pellets out of them.
What the? Well, that's pretty. Sure, okay.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. As
Teach
long
their
as I
own.
don't
Teach
break
their
them,
own.
you're fine.
Holy heck!
If you don't
We have
break them, you'll be fine.
we have Tommy Calloway here in the chats. Dope. How you doing, man? He's in the live chats. He's pretty cool. He's been around for a long time. He has a YouTube channel. He does film stuff. Yeah. Says stop microwaving hot pockets with your gun thing. I keep thinking you died doing science fix. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Is he on YouTube or Discord?
He's on
He's on the
YouTube.
YouTube
He's on
chat.
YouTube. Yeah, he's pretty cool though. You guys should all go check him out. He's a nice guy. So moving on with other topics, I'm actually super curious. Are you headed to university or anything like that, Ben?
Oh yeah, I don't know if you could tell I got this shirt on.
Yeah, I see your Purdue shirt.
I just accepted my offer into Purdue yesterday.
That's
So,
awesome. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Where did you go to college?
I went to BYU and I did physics and math there. So and then right now I do software engineering for a company, and I have a couple companies also that I'm starting up to hopefully get funds to do bigger things. And so, yeah, one of those is just a mobile app company called Red Avocado, where we only really have one app that we
Oh,
posted.
is that with the company that released that app you promoted at the beginning of the stream? this time?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I don't know. What actually went on with that is that I was working on that app just on the side, really slowly. And then I saw one of my friends messaged me. I don't do anything on TikTok, but I know it's a popular social media platform. So one of my friends messaged me saying that they saw someone promoting an app that they would release soon that's literally identical to that app. And so last week I just like worked 24/7 just to make like every single bit of it, to make sure I released before they did. So
Oh, you
So,
don't,
yeah.
you don't have any lawsuits on your hands, huh?
what? Oh,
Is it copyright lawsuits, maybe?
I don't know. I don't think there would be a problem with copyright lawsuits, but I definitely just want to be in the door first because I saw like hundreds of thousands of likes going onto that, and they still haven't promoted their app. And like you ask them, and they say, "Oh, we'll figure out as soon as we figure out our Kickstarter." So it almost sounds like they want to make a Kickstarter to fund themselves making the app, which I think is a little weird. Like, just make it.
Yeah, get investors, not Kickstarter.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so that is I guess I'll promote it again. That is FlixPix. So it's like Tinder for movies, only not a dating app. So there you go.
Yeah.
So can y'all think of any harmful effects of consuming the graphite that comes off into the water performing electrolysis if you was to drink
Doubt
the
it.
water?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I'd be more worried about potentially other things in it.
That's fair.
If you're talking about electrolysis,
I don't know why you'd even bother trying to drink the water out of an electrolysis unit, because if you're using it for electrolysis, you expect the water to be consumed.
Have you heard of John Ellis water?
No, I have not.
It's basically distillation, but it goes through hundreds of times, and the process is a little bit different. It said that it changes its molecular structure.
I mean, then it wouldn't be water.
Yeah, then you have like hydrogen peroxide or something.
You know, that'd be real wonderful to drink.
Also, like it's worth saying, definitely when you do electrolysis with like with sodium and stuff. I'm not sure if it's sodium, but definitely with chlorine, you definitely make pretty dangerous gases. And
Yeah, no.
yeah, but
Yeah, you can make some nice chlorine
Well-
gas with that.
what was that sound? It sounded like a nice electricity sound.
Oh yeah,
Good 60 hertz
I was
hum.
playing around.
Yeah,
I
the
was
60
playing-
hertz hum.
I was playing around with the
So soothing.
flyback, but I got the. I don't know if you saw it, but there's the microwave oven transformer.
Yeah,
I rewound it so that it could do high current, lower
that's
voltage.
what I was hearing.
So I'm
That's what I was
feeding
hearing.
from the very yeah.
Well,
If I
dope.
turned it on.
Your video froze.
My video for his did. Well, who knows what just
and
happened?
blue screen of death.
yeah. Who knows what just happened when he turned it on? He like freaking stopped time or something.
Breaker popped.
Oh,
Breaker popped.
fair enough.
Yeah, I gotta go fix that. Oh,
Sure.
I think one of the wires was. That
Um,
sucks.
well, in the meantime, here's a flyback ZVS transformer. It's not nearly as cool as yours because I did not wind this. This flyback just came out of a television, and like only the primary coil's wound, and that's completely easy. So I'd like to be as cool as you, winding my own things. Oh shoot, it's broken.
Breaker's behind a tool.
Could you use like
chest here.
a drill or something to wind your own transformers with far greater ease?
There we are. I've actually heard people using. Oh, what is it called? What's the woodworking tool that spins really
A
fast?
lathe?
A lathe. I've heard people using lathes. And I've been wanting to get a lathe only for that, to wind some Tesla coils. I used to have some nice Tesla coils, but then ooh, look at that. Look at that nice red from the burning of the wire. That's pretty beautiful. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I used to have some nice Tesla coils that I wound, but then they fell off a table and got like a nick right in it, and I have no idea how to repair that without it just, I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, they just became trash at that moment. Because the little nick in that enamel coating will just melt down the entire system. I guess that's that. I gotta plug in my computer because it's gonna die pretty soon.
I've
What I
actually
don't
been
like about
watching,
this
waiting
light-
to see how low the percentage drops.
What I don't like about this light I bought to mount to a pistol, it has that really thin coating wire in there, and it's kind of dangling loose. It's like, well, eventually that's going to go.
Yeah, I hear you. And it does
Could you just
happen.
dump your Tesla coil in epoxy?
That's smart. However,
It would protect it.
that it would protect it. That's actually a very good idea. That's an extremely good idea. Shoot, where did I put my charger? There it is.
Hey, something I'm wondering, when I start tinkering with the Starship coil, the primary layer and the secondary layer, would it be better to do like one wrap of primary and one wrap of secondary, locking them into each other, or like they're merged into each other, or completely separate?
Completely separate would be safer. It always is, so you don't have your primary shorting to the secondary if something like melts. I'll just put that out there right away.
Ooh.
For efficiency.
Efficiency, probably cramming them together, or like the first option, to where it's more dangerous, would probably be more efficient.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, what's up? How you doing? What's your name and tell us about yourself? Oh,
My name
that's
is
Tommy
Tommy.
Calloway. Hey!
I'm a YouTuber.
Hey! Sorry, I didn't realize that was you till just barely. How you doing, man?
Good. I was just going to say you should get a patent attorney and patent as many things as you can on your app before the other guys do.
That's fair.
Sounds expensive.
It does sound expensive.
It's
but
less expensive than having your competitors do it and steal all your money.
that's true.
I'm also a software architect and systems engineer, so
That's fair.
I've done this a lot.
That's fair. I should look into that.
Yeah, just if you want me to connect you with one for like an estimate or whatever, I can do that.
Sure. I would love to take I'd love help with that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, shoot me an email and I'll set you up.
Yeah, sure thing. Thanks so much, Tommy.
Anytime.
Any of you familiar with computer architecture?
A little bit.
To what scale?
Not Harvard or von Neumann, mostly just notes on paper, which
Well-
are completely logical that could be made into a circuit. But I've come up with, I'm still working on it, very slow at it now, just off and on. I've got a design for an architecture. It doesn't have cores, but there is logic surrounding every bit, or not every bit, every byte for data. My data byte and executable bytes are completely separate. So you can use that for security. My memory structure is different. So, for example, like you've got a value in memory. Its pointer, its address the starting point for that little piece of memory. The pointer will always stay the same no matter where it is physically located in the memory structure. For my architecture, defragmentation is mandatory for what I'm about to mention, but I've got logic and protocols to keep that in place live on the fly. The amount of parallelism is literally unlimited. Every line of code or function that you create becomes the equivalent of a physical core. It's like a process in memory.
Something like an FPGA, similar in any way to that?
It has commonality, but it's better. It make FPGAs obsolete. I'm thinking of adding another way to where I can pair up applications. So I'm basically creating physical zones in the memory. So inside of an application, it can have as many parallel processes as it wants. But from application to application, or application to system, or system to system application, basically the same thing. Your limit, that level of parallelism is limited to how many bus lanes you have.
I know absolutely nothing about computer engineering at a practical level, but this sounds like it would require a massive amount of transistors to facilitate this. So your
It's
power
true.
consumption is going to be through the roof.
In that regard, it is kind of a wasteful design, but for what it can do, I mean,
Implement it on an FPGA.
I've actually never worked with FPGAs.
They're pretty nice. They're very, very,
But
very
from what you're
fast.
saying, it sounds like you could put what you know into them and learn some shit or make something cool. Or develop that idea you were just talking about.
But also, with the pointer never changing, that makes coding easier. But now you're thinking it makes it less secure.
That sounds like it would make it easier in the same way that like the abstraction layers that we have in operating systems now would, where you just tell it this thing, and then the lower level abstractions in the hardware itself manages where it's actually physically located.
Thank you,
Also,
Cold Taylor.
It's hardware accelerated abstraction.
My
There you go. That's a good way to put it.
My design doesn't require a cache either. And I don't.
Sounds like if it doesn't have a cache, you'd have to be really well. Cache is just more RAM, so you know, whatever.
Well, I mean, how much SRAM are you going to use?
I want to go with solid state the entire thing.
Yeah, but
That's something.
there's a reason you can't find multi-gigabyte solid, well, not solid state RAM. I mean, like, non-dynamic RAM. Like, I'm articulating this very poorly. The RAM that isn't just a capacitor. You know the two types of RAM.
Volatile or non-volatile?
No, like RAM, not storage. All right, I need to find the Wikipedia article on this. Yeah, static random access memory. Here, I'll post it in general.
Dope. Oh, and this is another quick shout out really quickly for the Discord channel. If you guys haven't joined, go ahead and join because there's lots of fun conversations going on there. Yeah, lots of hopefully like-minded people that you can bounce ideas off of. So,
Also,
would recommend 10 out of 10.
my design doesn't have an arithmetic unit, but the logic is surrounding like I call it a cluster. My design is very symmetrical. It's this if you were to make it as a hobbyist board, once you make one cluster, each board would connect to 8 other boards, 4 on the top and then 4 on the bottom. It creates a certain type.
I think you cut out there.
Yeah, I can't hear you either. All right.
It sounded like he was talking about something kind of like the first gen Ryzen stuff,
Yeah.
where
yeah.
each module could work on its own, but then you could pair a couple together, pair a couple more together, stuff like that.
You guys motivated.
Whereas the latest gen Ryzen, they have to have the I/O thing and then the separate chiplets, and
Sure.
they can't just work on their own.
Sure. All right. So we are now at the 1 hour and 23-minute mark, and I've actually got to get going to something in just in 7 minutes. So when it's an hour 30 minutes. So for these last 7 minutes, sure, I'll show you guys around my new lab. Let me disconnect the power source here. We'll see if my computer can make it. It's at 13%. I really should not be using. I really should not be using this as a. What's the word? Sorry, I really should not be using my laptop as a primary camera. Let me try to fix something really quickly. All right.
I just
There
wanted
we
to
go.
say
The word is webcam. The word is webcam. Thank you. Thank you for the help with that. Let's go take a look.
I
So,
just want to say if you do leave, that I do appreciate having someone to talk to about this stuff. Because none of my family's really interested in this, and I don't really know anything about it. So
Sure, it's
someone to talk to about it.
Sure, it's super fun to have you guys on and to talk to you guys. So it is kind of a mess over here. But as you can see, we have this this fun backdrop wall. There's normally a desk that goes there, but it's in the other room because some buddies and I were busy programming, and I needed more desk space for them. So yeah, this is the new lab area. I'm very proud of this wall. I'm very proud of this wall. So you can look at it there. Baskins. Yeah, what's up?
I froze up. How much?
Fair enough.
I was talking there for a bit. What was the last thing you heard?
Oh, I can't remember. But yeah, someone says looks like Styro's Test the Coil Lab. Probably. I'd love to get Styro on a live stream. Maybe I'll send him a message on Twitter. I'm friends with him on Twitter, so we'll see if we can get him on. And I'd also love to have Tanner Tech. I've talked to him, and he said he'd be willing to come on and have like a fun interview session kind of in a live stream. So I think that'd be a blast. He's a really cool guy. It's been a while since I've talked to him in voice chat or anything like that. I think that'd be fantastic. So maybe I'll try to get him on and try to do a live stream next week and have him on. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, Styro is a madman. And so is freaking Photon Induction. He's insane. He's in a good way. In a good nice super insane high voltage way. He's freaking crazy.
Just a quick mention about Photon. Since he hasn't posted in such a long time, the channel I talked about earlier, Tested to Destruction,
Sure.
Actually has one of his X-ray transformers, the ones that, like the two big insulator columns that you see in
really?
videos all the time.
Yeah.
He has one of those.
Oh, that's dope.
I don't know whatever happened to him because he just kind of like vanished off of YouTube.
Well, I hope he's all right. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about photonic induction.
Yeah. I'm talking about him too.
Yeah. No, I meant like that's the guy who vanished because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know whatever happened to him, but I kind of miss it. Like all his stuff is super cool.
Yeah, he made such cool things. Hey, what was the name of that channel you were just really mentioning? I'd love to reach out to them.
Tested to Destruction.
Tested to Destruction. Got it. I will reach out to them.
I totally recommend it. They're pretty new. I mean, they've only been uploading for like I think a few months, but I think they should get some attention because they've only got 600 subscribers right now.
Sure. I'll reach out to them and see if they want to jump on a live stream or something. That'd be pretty dope. If their benchmark is if they're on a comparable scale to Photon Induction, I definitely want to talk to them. That's freaking cool. That is freaking cool.
I mean, he seems to be more like calmed down because Photon is just there to destroy.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, but still, he's got some crazy stuff. I would definitely check him out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Totally. Someone said NJ from the Plasma channel. Of course. I can't believe I forgot to mention him. Yeah, I totally want to get him on a live stream. It's been like a good 2 years since I've talked to him. Beyond just like responding to his things and him responding to my things, he is such a nice guy, and he's pretty cool. He's another person. You know what? I think I'm gonna try to set up like a good 4 weeks in a row of just interviewing people and kind of having a fun little podcast session with them. There's another guy named Abinash that I recently met and became friends with, and he he literally invented the protocol for sending images over SMS. So he'd be pretty cool to have on to kind of talk to him a bit.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna reach out to those people, and hopefully you guys can join in next week or whatever when we get those on. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun actually. So, I think the hype house for electronics YouTubers. Sure, that's what someone just commented. That'd be pretty freaking dope. And I'd love to pick these guys' brains a little bit and kind of see what makes them take their philosophies as well, not just like Not just the cool projects, but of course that too. But I think it'd be really fun and really nice. So, with that said, I've got to get running. So I will see you guys later. And if you want to see an announcement for when the next live stream will be, I announced them in the Discord. Today I only announced it like 6 hours before I did this. I'll try to announce it a good few days in advance, but the next one will be running probably same time next Friday. Definitely next Friday. And then another thing that I need to pull is to figure out what time works best for most of you, because I know that like half of the Discord server, maybe even a little bit more than half, it's like 3 a.m. for them right now. So a lot of them are just dead asleep. And I have no idea how that reflects my general subscriber base. So we'll try to optimize that. It's 6 p.m. for me. No, it's not 6 p.m. It's 8 p.m. for me right now. So we'll figure that out. Anyways, thank you all so much for viewing and so much for coming on to here. I'll see you guys hopefully next week. So yeah, thank you all.
Yeah, it was a nice chat.
Yeah, that was a super nice chat. Great to meet you, Ben. And great to meet the rest of you as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'll see you guys.
See ya.
Look up hydrogen for health.
Will do. All right, see you guys. Okay, now I just gotta close the live stream, so you all can bear with me as I do that.